created this PTD checklist, and it's split into 9 sections, okay? Our first one is going to be our assets. So anything that's, again, bank statements, 401k, any stocks, that's what, and you're just going to go through these questions and answer it. So let's say I have a file. So we have this file here. These are the conditions that we received, right? So let's say Gia asked us to review these conditions. So we're going to look through the assets. We have a bank statement. So we're going to go through these questions. Did you receive consecutive 2-month bank statements? Yes or no? So this one seemed like we received one, but at submission, we probably received the other one. 48686. Okay, so we're just going to hit yes. Go on to the next one. Bank statement have the borrower's name. This is our borrower's name. Yes. If something does not apply to it, just hit NA. Why isn't this being? Hold on. I think it's not allowing me to edit it. So this is how it should look like. Okay, again, yes, yes, no. If for whatever reason the bank statement was not showing our borrower's name and it had somebody else's name, we need to confirm if that statement is going to be used for final funds as a gift fund from that other account holder. Okay, if it doesn't apply, we're just going to leave NA. And then we have to verify for any large deposits that are 50% of total qualifying income. So in order for us to verify what the total qualifying income is, you can go under the calyx point. Okay, so for this file, we have Joshua and Ashley, and their total qualifying income is 5,661. So 50% of that income is 2,830. So any large deposit, anything being deposited into their account that's higher than this amount, then it's going to be considered a large deposit. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So scroll through the bank statement, and if sometimes it's separated with deposits and withdrawals, sometimes everything's combined. So on a withdrawal, just note that it'll show a negative. So on this one, the deposits here, nothing is over this amount, so there's no large deposits in that account. This one as well, no large deposits. So no. If there are large deposits, we need to request it from the loan officer, asking them to source that large deposit. If, let's say, this deposit of right here was 5,000, we have to ask them, hey, where did this 5,000 come from? It seems like it's a transfer from this checking account. Please provide the statement to show this deposit being withdrawn from this account. Okay, if we would write an LOE, so just type up an LOE saying that the transfer is from the 5,000 large deposit on this date, 9/9, is from checking account 5486, and then you can say a statement has been provided. Any questions on the LOE for the large deposits?
None.
Okay, did the borrower provide 401k statement? So for this file, there was no 401k, I believe. So no. I gotta change these. This didn't save properly, so these are supposed to be NAs. And then you have to update the statements, the statement balance on calyx point. So this statement balance, you have to make sure it matches our calyx point. So this should be 38,486, and this. Yeah. Okay, you hit save, and then yes, and then. Okay, our next section is going to be our solar. If there's no solar documents, or if the property doesn't have any solar, we can just click NA on this. Next. If we did a credit rescore, then we have to import the new credit report into our Calix point. In this case, we didn't pull any new credit. There's no credit rescore, so I'm just going to put NA for these. I will let you know for any installments that are not considered a lease, when you pull up the credit report. So an installment is going to be considered anything that is a monthly reoccurring payment. So a car loan, mortgage loans, those are installments because it's a set monthly payment. So on car loans mostly as their installments, if they're not a leased car, I'll show you where a credit report that shows a leased car. So on the credit report, this one has 1, 2, 3 autos. This one here, it is on 2 separate pages, but note that this Nissan here is a leased car. If any of these 3 had their monthly payments remaining that are under 10 monthly payments due, we can omit it. So a way to check it, for example, this one right here, we're going to divide the 363 monthly due by the remaining balance. Sorry, wrong way. And this shows us that we have 22 monthly payments left. So we're dividing the balance by the monthly payment. So if this number here was 10 or less, then we can omit it from their liabilities. Okay, that's where this next question, did you exclude the payment? If there's any revolving, so these revolving accounts would be credit cards. These are that have no monthly fees. So if any of them has a balance, but the monthly payment is showing 0, we have to hit them with 10% or $10, whichever is higher. So when you're inputting into our Calix point, let's say one of these was a credit card and this here was 0, then you would put in 10% of it, or you would put $10, whichever one of these is higher. So 160 times 10% is 416. So then you would put 416. Okay. For student loans, this one has a bunch of student loans. Student loans, most of the time, are not showing a monthly payment. Unless it's showing a monthly payment, you leave that monthly payment. If it's blank, we are going to put 1% of the balance or 0.5% of that balance. And the way to decide whether you're putting 1% or 0.5 is if you are going with a DU or Fannie Mae, or if you're going with an LP or Freddie Mac. Okay. Any questions?
Brenda, when you said omit, that means we omit it from point. How do we do that?
So when you open this, there's a button, this checkoff, it says omitted. You can click that and it'll omit it. As you can see, this DTI changed because we're not including this monthly payment anymore.
Okay, got it.
Same thing, if something is being paid off at closing, you would click this one and it'll reflect this properly. Okay, any other questions?
None from me.
Okay, on the credit report, when you're reviewing the credit report, it says there any late payments. So right here, this 30, 60, and 90, these are considered lates. So if these have any numbers here that are late, you're going to click yes, and then we have to write an LOE why why these payments were made late. So you would reach out to the loan officer and just verify it. Say, hey, JPMC Auto is showing 130 late payment. Please advise why that was made late. That payment was made late. Once you get your answer, then they will. You can type up that LOE.